Hello students, so today we are going to discuss that is chapter 3 of class 12 physics, it is current electricity. Right? So first we will discuss the basic things about the electricity. As you know, it is just a branch of physics in which we study the motion of the charges. Right? About the motion of the charges, but remember here the velocity will be constant. In previous chapter we charges they were in rest state. They were static state, so electrostatics. Here charges will be in motion, but that motion will be of constant velocity. When the velocity is non-constant, then we go to it as electromagnetism. Here we are talking about the current electricity, so the charges in motion with constant velocity. Right? So again it is just right? The charges will be in motion, but condition is that they will be moving in constant velocity. Right? So now we will talk about the charge carrier. There are some constituent particles which carry the charges, which are responsible for the flow of electric current. That is, when the charges are in motion, then it will give rise to electric current. Right? So what are the constituent particles that carry the charges? For example, if we talk about the solid, we know there are, for example, conductor. There are valence electrons, that is loosely bound electrons, right? They are responsible for the current conduction. So, if we talk about the solid or conductor, then valence electrons are the charge carriers, right? If we talk about the liquids, then positive ions and negative ions are the charge carriers, right? And if we talk about the gases, then positive ions and electrons are the charge carriers, right? What generally we deal with the conductors only, that is solid conductors, right? That is next is your charge carrier. Particles of motion in a direction will give us electric current. For example, we talk about the solid conductor. Then here charge carrier, valence electrons. Right? Similarly, if we talk about the liquid, then it is positive ions and negative ions. Remember, all solids are not conductors, right? Similarly, all liquids are not conductors. Let's say electrolytes, which will conduct electricity. Similarly, we talk about the gases. And here it is positive ions and electrons. Right? They will carry the charge and it will give us the electric current. So now we talk about the electric current. General electric current, that is what is the formula. We have talked this when there is flow of charges. Then there was mathematical formula, because when we are talking about the physics, then we have to prove it or study in terms of mathematics. Right? So if we go by the definition of the electric current, this current, then it is called the rate of flow of charges. The rate of flow of that is just like in motion we have studied. When anything that is in motion, then we talk about two things. One is average, other is instantaneous. Here also, we are talking about the rate of flow of charges, that is motion of the charges. So, if we talk about the I average, right, then that is your del Q by del T. Means here, number of charges is more and time required, we are talking, that is having sufficient value, significant value. But if we reduce this time by very smaller amount, that is, if del T tends to 0, it is not actually equal to 0, means time is very small, then the average will turn into instantaneous. This we are talking about for a particular time. So this formula is reduced to dq by. In chapter class 11 differentiation, you have studied it. That is, when del T tends to 0, then we can write it dq by dt. Right? That is rate of flow of charges. Right? And some common terms. What is the device required or used to make electric current? That is your ammeter. You studied in class 9 also. And ammeter is connected in series. Right? It is a device which is used to measure electric current, and it is always connected in series in the circuit. Right? But when you will study about the ammeter in the preceding topic, then in the construction of ammeter, we use a resistance that is called shunt resistance. Right? Low resistance, that is called shunt resistance. It will be used in parallel. Means inside the ammeter, resistance which is used, that is in parallel. But ammeter, that is a device when you will use to measure the electric current, then you will connect it in series. Right? That is, it is measured. Ammeter is used connected in series. Right? Now, if we talk about the unit, that is its unit is ampere. Right? Means from this formula, if we write that is electric current, I is equal to what is it? Charge per unit time. That is coulomb per. Right? So what is 1 ampere? That is the flow of charges when it is 1 coulomb in 1 second. Rate of flow of 1 coulomb of charge per second is known as 1 ampere. These are all the basic things we will study in class. Right? So next, we will study, that is, see, the charges does not flow on its own. It requires some energy. Right? That is, this energy will be provided by battery or cell in the form of electric field to the conductor. Due to this energy, it will experience a force, and then the charges will start moving, and the flow of charges will give us rise to electric. Right? So the velocity with which the charges move or electron move, we call it a name that is called drift velocity. Drift means it will not move on its own, means some force is required. Right? So next topic will be drift velocity. So we are talking about drift velocity. That is when we apply a potential. Let us conductor. There is a conductor of length L. We are applying a potential difference of voltage V. Then what will happen? The electrons will start drifting from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. As we have studied in the previous chapter, that the direction of electric field is from always positive to negative. Means we have applied a potential difference V, conductor like this side, so electric field will be potential difference divided by, that is potential difference per unit length, and in direction will be from positive to negative, but the electrons will start drifting towards the negative to positive. While motion, it will suffer collision with the atoms. Means initially, for example, say here when you are applying, it will be experiencing a force, for example 10 Newton. Under the effect of electric field, it starts moving with a velocity of, for example, 5 meters per second. It will come and collide with the atom, so it will stop. But the electric field exists everywhere inside the atom, so it will be again pushed. Right? In this way, it will move from one point to another point. That is from negative terminal to positive terminal. That average velocity by which electron gets drifted from negative terminal to the positive terminal of a conductor is known as drift velocity. Right? Also remember, in the absence of this potential difference, we know that every object will have thermal energy inside it. Right? So this electron move under the absence of electric field also. It will move, but under the effect of what? Thermal velocity. That is due to thermal energy. But the motion is random motion. That is when we calculate the average velocity, since the direction is random, it is not moving in a definite direction. So, for example, let us say that is electron 1, it is having thermal velocity u1, next electron u2, and electron u1. When you calculate the average velocity, then its average velocity will be 0. That is, this thermal velocity will be 0. This is the case where we are not applying any potential. Now let us apply a potential difference. Then what will happen? Then electric field setup will be V divided by L, and force equal to, that is charge of the electron multiplied by the electric field. Right? That is we are studying in previous chapter. That is force equal to E into Q. Right? That is electric field is force experienced per unit charges. Right? Now see, if we talk about the acceleration, that is equal to force divided by mass. In class 9 we studied. So acceleration equal to minus of E, that is charge of the electron, capital E, that is electric field, divided by M. We have talked that is thermal velocity average will be 0. Now when we apply the potential difference, let us say first electron, it is having thermal velocity, but due to this potential difference, it will experience a force, and its velocity it will be not u1, it will be v1. So using the first law of motion, v equal to u plus at, that is v1 equal to u1 plus a. Here it is not t, it is tau. Right? That is tau 1. For first electron it is tau 1, for second electron tau 2. Right? It is just a time only. So what is this tau 1, tau 2? It is the relaxation time. Right? In definition says that it is time since electron suffered its last collision. Right? For example, this electron is coming, it is an atom, it is sitting here. Right? From here again it will experience electric field, it is moving here. So from here to here, the time taken is tau. So it is relaxation time since it suffered its last collision. Or you can say it is a time period between two consecutive collisions. Right? So for first electron, second electron, third electron, we have written the velocity. Now combining, if we talk about the average velocity, because definition of the drift velocity is average velocity by which electrons get drifted towards the negative to positive. Just taking the average, v1 plus v2 plus vn, n number of electrons, Just put the value, what I have done, just V1 substituted, V2 substituted, right? Now see, just take off U1, U2 till UN, one term, that is your thermal velocity, it will become what? 0. That is, see here. Let us say this is equation 1. That is V2 is equal to U1 plus U2 UN divided by N plus. See, acceleration is common because we are talking about the uniform acceleration, right? So A equal to tau 1, tau 2, tau N divided by. We have said this thermal velocity will become what? 0. So remaining will be V is equal to E. And see this, what is this? This is just average of the time period. So we are taking it common. It is average relaxation time. Average relaxation time since the electron suffered its last pulse. Right? So now you just substitute the value. So its acceleration can be written as it is force divided by mass. So force is written as mc and what does the negative sign indicates here? That is just velocity direction is opposite to the direction of the electricity. See here, electricity is directed from positive to negative, but electrons are moving from negative to positive. This negative sign indicates that. Because in mathematics, negative sign is either when you are talking about decreasing or when the direction is. Right? The remaining topics we will discuss in further classes. Thank you.